So let's get into the 5 reasons and unpack them. When we're emotionally unhealthy, we judge others. The reason we do that is we are caught in low self-esteem and high denial. Judgment, when I judge you, when I criticize you, blame you, or judge you, really what people don't know is I'm talking to myself. The only reason I hate you or blame you or judge you is because I see something in you that I actually do myself. Now, most people go, but Kenny, that's not true. I'm blaming my ex and I never did that. Well, if you don't know how judgment works and that it works either directly or indirectly, you have done this exact same thing in your own life and in your own relationship, either directly or indirectly. You can't see it. There's a great video I did, 23 minutes, how to forgive somebody in 23 minutes. Please look that up on either Facebook or YouTube. Watch that. I walk a woman who couldn't forgive her ex. I walk her through the process of confronting her judgment, her blame, and her criticism, and she sees how it all originated with her own pain from her childhood and how she hadn't forgiven herself. And that's the same for all of us. So that's why we judge others, is we've never been taught how judgment works. We don't have the emotional teaching and the emotional awareness that that's what judgment, blame, and criticism are, that it's actually a window into our own perfect imperfections, and we're screaming at ourselves to stop shaming ourselves and projecting it onto another person. All right? Number 2, we can't say no to ourselves or others. This is addiction. I mean, think about it. This is being overweight. These are health issues. These are, our procrastination. We can't say no to ourselves. The feeling comes up and we're like, no, I don't want to deal with the feeling. So I can't say no to the date, whatever it is. I can't say no to you. I can't say no to helping others. So we give ourselves away. We deplete ourselves. Why do relationships end? Think of it. Everyone ends going, I did this for them and this for them and this for them, and they never gave me this. Well, what does that mean? That means all those things we did, all that giving we did, none of it was authentic. It was meant to manipulate this. We wanted this from them. That's not emotionally stable. But we don't know that. We haven't taught, wait a minute, before you say yes to anything, you have to ask yourself, am I ever going to bring this up in the future? Am I going to keep score and throw it in the face, or am I going to resent them? If I think that's going to happen, I have to say no. Well, we've never taught that. So we don't know that this is what we're doing to ourselves. Also, we haven't taught that the reason we're addicted, the reason we're overweight, the reason we're procrastinating, all has to do with emotions we can't deal with. So that's number 2. Number 3, fear runs through our life and we justify it. Well, look at the world right now. It's being run by fear. Fear is always one of 3 things. It's either the fear of rejection, the fear of inadequacy, or the fear of powerlessness. So whenever, this is another thing, stress. Stress is the number 1 driver of all illness and disease. Well, did you know that the stress reaction is the fear reaction? See, we're justifying our stress. Oh, I'm so stressed because I work too much. I do so much for other people. Well, we're justifying our fear. See, we won't even call stress what it is. It's fear. And we do this with everything. We find these workarounds so that we can justify staying stuck emotionally and not dealing with our fear of rejection, inadequacy, and powerlessness. Now, I don't have the time to go through all of those. I've done videos. Again, go to my fear playlist and you can watch. I've walked you through what I call the rest in peace, rejection, inadequacy, powerlessness, RIP. You can put fear to rest and rest in peace when you learn how to navigate rejection and inadequacy and powerlessness. But again, we've never been taught. So we're stuck in all this fear, and then we hide behind the justification of, oh, I'm stressed. It's okay to be stressed. It's not okay to be afraid. Well, when we gain emotional mastery, when we start teaching all of this stuff, we'll stop calling it stress. We will start calling it fear, because that's what it is. Number 4, we say, he or she made me think, feel, or do. You see this, and just look at all the comments. Well, they made me feel. Look at all the political correctness. What is all of that about? You made me feel. When you say this, when you do this, when you act this way, you make me feel. Well, that's not even true. We get to decide how we feel about something. That's our choice. No one ever makes us, but see, we haven't been taught that. That's, codependence 101. Now, in everyone's defense, codependency really, the concept and the understanding of codependency is really about 50 years old. So again, don't shame ourselves for being emotionally unhealthy. This is all new information. Now we understand, wait a minute, when I say you make me feel, you made me do, you made me believe, I'm actually being codependent, that I'm giving away my inherent power, that I'm not taking responsibility of my life, and I'm making you responsible so that I can stay the child and blame you and use judgment and fear and all of these other things and project them onto you. We didn't know that's what we're doing as a species. This is all new information. So of course relationships would break up. Of course we wouldn't understand how any of this works because we've just discovered it. So that's why we can't shame ourselves. Number 5, we keep ourselves so busy. This is especially prevalent in the American culture. And this goes back, I would have liked to have said this earlier, that one of the biggest reasons we're all emotionally unhealthy, especially in America, is Americans are not allowed to have any negative feelings. Everything must be positive. You can never think anything negative, talk negative, surround yourself with positivity all the time. Well, positivity is great, but false positivity is the cause of depression, anxiety, stress, all these illnesses and diseases because it's a lie. It's a flat out lie. And so what do? We keep ourselves busy because, why would I keep myself busy? Because I have no emotional health to be able to navigate so-called dark or painful feelings. That's the biggest, that's why Americans are so overweight and health is so terrible. It's because of this false positivity that we've wrapped. We're so perfect as Americans. We can't ever have anything bad about us. Now, I'm not saying Americans are bad people, or I don't misconstrue what I'm saying. And that I'm saying there's something wrong with being an American. That's not where I'm going with this. What I'm going with is this marketing message that we've been given is you are a bad person if you ever feel anything negative. And this is throughout the world. It's not just, it's heightened in America, but it's throughout the world. It is not okay to talk about, deal with, or express our negative feelings. Well, look at any person who's succeeded. What were they able to do? They were able to conquer the pain in their life, the emotional pain, their fears. They will all tell you how they had a cataclysmic event with some difficult emotional situation, and once they got through that, that's how they succeeded. But because, as a society throughout the world, a lot in America, but throughout the world, we're not allowed to talk about or deal with our negative feelings. We keep ourselves so busy with our careers, with our hobbies, with our animals, with our kids, anything to distract us so I don't feel that pain. It's a coping mechanism to avoid that we don't have the skill. Emotional health requires the ability to navigate the perfect, positive, and the imperfect, the painful, dark feelings. That's why we are all emotionally unhealthy. We are all perfectly imperfect. And you see, pain and pleasure, positive and negative, are perfect, imperfect. There's no difference. That's why there's no reason to shame. We are all in this together. And people, because we don't teach this, people are afraid to admit I'm emotionally unhealthy because what does that mean? I'm less than you. Somebody's better than me. No, we're all here. We're all struggling with this. That's the human condition. So let's take this, that's the problem with this. Because we don't teach emotional mastery, because we don't teach emotional health, people instantly will grade themselves and put themselves below. They will shame themselves. And that's why my intro I chose those words specifically. They mean so much more than just a sentence. There's a deeper meaning to all of it. Perfect is the positive, imperfect is the negative. They are both equal. There's no shame to either. We are all in this boat together. We're all emotionally unhealthy, and we just have to decide to work on it together. So what are the solutions? How do we do this? Well, one of the things I'm trying to do is I just opened up one of my master classes. It's called Your Journey to Emotional Mastery, and it's for free to anyone. Just go to my website, www.thegreatnessu, the letter U, thegreatnessu.com. Look for Your Journey to Emotional Mastery. You can get it for free. If you just want to listen to it in the car, you can get the Audible for free. If you want the videos and you want the journey books and all of that, you can get that for free. Both. Whichever version, heck, download both of them. When you're at home at night, work on the videos and the journey books. When you're driving in the car, listen to it for free there. All right? This will give you the basics to start developing emotional mastery, and that you can do for free. Now, if you want to start conquering your judgment, then watch my video, How to Turn Any Insult into a Blessing. This is a second video. Remember I told you about the other one, How to Forgive Anyone in 23 Minutes. Go to either Facebook or YouTube to watch that, or go to Facebook or YouTube and look for my other video called How to Turn Any Insult into a Blessing. You'll see again how judgment and blame works, and that will help you see how you're actually talking to yourself, and you can do the recovery work on yourself. All right? For those who can't say no to themselves or others and are struggling with fear, I would encourage you go to my fear playlist, either on Facebook or YouTube, and look for my 5-part series on how to stop stress. You're going to learn the rest in peace method. Those 5 videos will walk you through how to conquer fear, how to say no, the guidelines, the magic phrases, all of it. I also have master classes on that, but this is, I'm giving you free solutions, stuff you don't have to pay for. All right, if you want to go deeper, you can find those master classes at thegreatnessu.com website as well. For those of you who are struggling with codependence, the he or she made me think, feel, or do, or believe anything, that's Pia Melody. Her 2 books, Facing Codependence and Intimacy Factor, is what I'd suggest. Now, if you go to my website, www.thegreatnessuniversity.com, I have a tab for book recommendations. There are direct links for both of those books. You can just go there and click right on them. They take you to Amazon. You can purchase them. All right. I also, if you want, I have master classes to walk you through that, but I wanted to give you free resources. All of those solutions are free. So those are the main reasons we struggle with emotional health. It's really a societal thing. In the next 100 to 200 years, we're going to slowly shift and to start dealing with most of this, but there's no reason to shame ourselves. Actually, I think all of us should pat ourselves on the back. We are at the forefront of changing society because we're dealing with something that the species has never dealt with. We are the guinea pigs, the starters of shifting where we are emotionally as a species. And whether you recognize it or not, all of you that are watching this and doing the work are playing a big part in creating what the world will become. So again, please don't shame yourself. You can only do what you know. And as you know more, you can do more. Well, I just gave you a lot of resources that if you want to, you can start doing more. If you know somebody in your life who would like to do more, please share this with them. Please leave me your comments, and as always, enjoy the journey.